Welcome back. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. I'm going to take a few minutes and talk about the newest version of the Apex saddle. Changes are made since this 2024 firearm season. So, if you follow the channel at all for any length of time, you know that this here was with the cargo netting style was my my saddle for about 2 or 3 seasons now. I used this section of saddle as my the lower part of a 2-panel, along with this. This was my back band. It's narrower. I think it's let's see, 2, 4, 6. It's eight strands or runners this way, and this one had 16. And I use them, like I said, as a 2-panel. Gave me a double bridge. I would connect my harness to the back band. And there's a reason for that, but I can get into that another time. So it worked pretty good through the season, but there were some instances where it, if my tether height was too great, I would get a hot spot down at the bottom strands, and I couldn't adjust that, couldn't reliably adjust that out of there. So, and once in a while it would bunch up, and I'd have to fiddle with it. And anyway, while I was sitting up there hunting, I thought about new and better ways, like I usually do, and so I wanted to get more width on the seat. So I've done that with this new one. I got more width. I had more strands. I wanted to also have a design that equalized the load better. And so this cargo net style, once you tie these knots, they're pretty much locked in. You can do some equalizing through these separate hitches up here, but those are in pairs, from the outside to the inside, from outside to the inner. So this works. This is going to be my new back band. It's like I said, there's 16 runners in it this way, load bearing. This new seat section, I'll lay it out here like this. We can see it. Kind of get that out of the way. This one has a total of 44 runners. So I think that works out to be about, I don't know, something like 24,000 pounds worth of tensile strength. Together, I do know they're 33,000 pounds. And if you doubt that, you take this whole thing bundled into a nylon rope, and you got this monster here. So, and we've done some testing on this stuff. This is the mil spec type 3C whatever 50 something or other 550 paracord. Not all paracord is made the same. The 550 mil spec is the same as the current paracord used for parachutes, except that parachute paracord is white. The braking strength and the stretch and all that's the same. So with that out of the way, the difference in this one, there's essentially there's one continuous strand that goes back and forth, and they use a cow hitch for each pair on each end. So anytime it comes to the other end, form a cow hitch and it comes back. This was not made with one continuous length. I had some 20-some foot sections of paracord I had used for different things, and I spliced them together here with double fisherman knot, however many I had. And then it could be made with one continuous strand, and then it would only be, it's tied once here, and it's tied once over here. So that, and then like I said, each pair on each end is a cow hitch that'll leave kind of loose, because I want this thing to be able to conform to whatever shape I put in it. So and then for that, it seems to, so far it seems to work really well. So you have that. Also, I have the strand here, it zigzags back and forth, and that one just starts here, it's doubled over, and then it gets a twist between each pair. It gets one twist. And then I believe, yeah, I just maintain one twist all the way across. What this does is it maintains the spacing this way, and it keeps this thing from getting tangled up, keeps it flat. That just is tied off over here on one end. Not a big deal. I didn't trim this back yet, but that's just tied off there. And then I let it do its thing, top and bottom. But on the center, I got one center strand here where I tied a bowline. I started with a bowline around the hitch cord where the cow hitches are, and then it came through. I went around the twist here, both strands, and then when I tied an overhand knot, I went between the two strands. And I just did that across on a kind of regular spacing. And again, I don't care if it gets, right now, I don't care that it doesn't get too tight. I kind of want that. I found that that helps everything conform when I start using it. If it does tighten up somewhere and it causes a hot spot, I can tweak it from there. So I don't expect that it will. And then I terminated this center one that with a bowline over here around these around the hitch cord where the cow hitches are. And then that's given enough, that's given some slack on each end, so it can kind of shuttle back and forth, and it's just basically to maintain through the center, maintain this spacing here. The right now I had I did this with some shorter pieces of TRC that I had, and so I just essentially what I have is let's see, this would be Prusik that's the center. Essentially, that's the center of the loop, and then I ran through again, and I terminated each end of that loop with a top line hitch and a stopper knot. Same thing over here. The adjustment would be like that, and then they lock up good. And then this bridge piece is just a section of 10 millimeter TRC. If I had another short piece of 9, I'd probably use that. I might cannibalize that piece from this this previous back band here, but and then I connected it to the back band in a way that when I have the back band on, I give the back band a couple suspender lines that go over my shoulder, and then that positions the back band reliably, and then everything down from there. So this thing runs from about just below my shoulder blades, at the bottom ends of my shoulder blades, and it runs all the way down to mid thigh. So far, it seems like it's going to be super comfortable, even more so than the previous version. If I had to tie this in a continuous strand, I would probably just start with like 2 pieces of smaller tubing that I could fit my fit the hitch cord through, and to support that tubing on the end, and just go back and forth at the regular spacing. Depending on your size, it's something I'd have to fiddle with, but get an idea here. Get tape measure. And from this hitch cord on the one side to the other, I'm about 28 inches there. That can vary based on your needs, but yeah, I would tie it like that. That would go really quick. And then slide these off of those pieces of tubing. They would have the hitch cord already through, and then I would tie my friction hitches, and I would tie this this weave line through here, and then this spacer, and that's about it. There's it's pretty simple. It's less fiddling. It should even itself out really well and take the shape. I think that's something that the commercial guys can't do, because the way they make their saddles is pretty much all the same. They might try to introduce some adjustment, but there seems to be a big thing in the with the guys that buy commercial saddles. Well, what's a comfortable one? Well, for me, it's this, and I tried this one and that one, and other guys says, and they've all used 5 or 6 of them to find one that fits the shape of their ass, when it's just a loop of tubular webbing and some material in between, and they try their the manufacturer does their best to fit that to a standard human body. Well, this thing here is designed to conform. So anyway, that's after Christmas. I'm gonna go out. I'll go out. I'll do a climb. I'm gonna go through this and some changes I've made with the two tether, and yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that all goes. Other than that, thanks for watching. Merry Christmas and Happy Festivus for the rest of us. Thanks for stopping by.